The outsider, level 0, you are standing in the dust. There is no Wi-Fi here, no cellular pings, no digital welcome home when you walk through a door. You're among the unintegrated. To the rest of the world, you don't exist. You are a remnant of the old world, the static between the channels. Maybe you're part of a tribe in the deep Amazon that never saw a drone. Or maybe you're a refuser living in a concrete shell in the ruins of an abandoned city. You have no digital ID, you have no wallet. In the eyes of the global network, you are a ghost haunting a machine. You spend 16 hours a day just trying to find clean water that hasn't been diverted to the megacities. You hunt, you forage, you barters with scraps of metal. You are free, but your freedom is the freedom of a stray dog in a blizzard. The system doesn't hunt you, it doesn't need to. It has simply made the world outside its walls uninhabitable. You are a preserve. An ecological relic kept around for the same reason we keep polar bears in a zoo, to remind the people inside the system of how cruel nature used to be. You have no voice, no vote, and no future. You are the irrelevance that proves the necessity of the order. But occasionally, an outsider looks at the glowing lights of the nearest integrated zone on the horizon. They see the promise of medicine, the promise of safety, the promise of food. They walk toward the lights. They submit to the scan. They trade their soul for a number. And just like that, you've been promoted. Welcome to the grid. Level 1, the citizenry. You stepped out of the dust and into the light. The sensors picked up your gate before you even reached the gate. A needle pricks your skin. Biometric integration complete. You are no longer a ghost. You are a citizen. Welcome to the 95%. Your life is now a masterpiece of convenience. You don't carry a wallet, a key, or a passport. You are the key. Your universal digital ID is a subdermal pulse, a tether that links your heartbeat to the global grid. You walk into your apartment and the lights adjust to your cortisol levels. You want coffee? The machine already brewed it because the algorithm predicted your wake-up cycle with 99.8% accuracy. This is the frictionless life the old world dreamed of. In this rank, you don't look for a job. The global resource AI looks for you. You are part of the digital workforce, a massive fluid hive of gig units. Your phone pings, task available, 4 hours of data labeling, reward, 12 social credits. You don't say no. In a world where physical cash is a felony, those credits are your oxygen. They are the only way you buy sin meat, the only way you pay the subscription for your climate-controlled air, and the only way you access the high-speed transit pods. Every transaction is a breadcrumb. Every like is a data point. The system doesn't just watch what you do, it predicts what you will do. Public sensors analyze the micro-expressions on your face as you pass a Unity billboard. If the AI detects a trace of subversive contempt, your social credit score takes a silent hit. You don't get arrested. That's too messy, too old world. Instead, the world simply becomes difficult. Suddenly, your transit pass doesn't work for the express pods. You're stuck in the slow lane. The dating apps stop showing you high-score matches. Your credit limit for luxury imports is temporarily adjusted. It's a prison without bars, a cage made of invisible data. You aren't being punished, you are being nudged. The system is a parent, and you are the child being guided back to optimal behavior. You spend your evenings immersed in the stream, a personalized flood of 16K entertainment designed specifically for your psychological profile. It's perfect, it's beautiful, it's exactly what you want to see, which is why you never look at what's actually happening. You're kept in a state of endless present, where history is whatever the search engine says it was this morning. You are the battery of the pyramid. You provide the labor, the data, and the compliance that keeps the structure standing. You are happy, you are safe, you are fed, and you are utterly, completely trapped in a loop of digital rewards. How do you move up? To exit the masses, you have to prove you are a variable manager. The system looks for citizens who can suppress their own empathy in favor of system logic. You stop being a worker and start being a monitor. You show that you can handle the stress of making efficient choices for others. You demonstrate that you understand the necessity of the algorithm. Prove that you can maintain the stability of a block or a sector without getting your emotions involved, and the gate to the green zones will open. You're leaving the data prison behind. You're ready for level 2, the administrators. As an administrator, your life is an upgrade in every measurable sense. You don't live in a micro apartment. You live in a sprawling glass-walled estate where the air is filtered, the water is mineral enriched, and the noise of the billions below is silenced by miles of manicured gardens and security perimeters. Your digital ID has been unlocked. You have priority alpha clearance. You don't wait for transit. You own the airspace. You can eat real food, actual beef, fresh fruit, things the citizenry only sees as pixelated textures in their entertainment stream. But don't be fooled by the luxury. This level is the most dangerous one yet. Your role has shifted from being managed to being the manager. You are a mayor of a megacity, a director of a resource board, or the CEO of a media conglomerate. You look at a map of your region and you see flowcharts. You see energy consumption, caloric needs, and social stability ratings. When the global AI sends down an efficiency quota, it is your job to hit it. If the water supply in a certain sector needs to be reduced by 10% to meet global conservation standards, you are the one who signs the digital order. You know it will cause suffering. You know it will lower the social credit of thousands, but you do it because the system requires it. You have convinced yourself that you are the protector, the one making the hard choices to prevent total collapse. The true trap of level 2 is the illusion of power. You believe you are the elite. You look down at the citizenry and see a chaotic mass that needs your firm hand. You enjoy the deference, the luxury, and the sense of control. You sit in your high-rise boardrooms and discuss the future of humanity as if you are the architect. But look closer at your own life. Your performance is measured in real time by a metric you cannot influence. If the stability index in your city drops by even a fraction of a percent, your priority alpha clearance is flagged. If you show a moment of hesitation or local loyalty that contradicts a global directive, your replacement is already being briefed. You are given directives from an authority that never shows its face. You just know that if you don't follow them, your life in the green zone ends in a single heartbeat. You are the buffer, the layer designed to absorb the resentment of the masses so the true power remains hidden. You have power over the people, but you have zero power over the system. You are the highly paid warden of a prison you also inhabit. How do you get promoted from here? To move to level 3, you have to prove that you no longer care about a specific city or a specific population. You must show that you can manage whole continents with the cold detachment of a machine. Once you can look at the death of a city as a necessary reallocation of resources, you are ready to leave the Earth behind. Level 3. The Directors. You have ascended beyond the atmosphere of the common world. The green zones, the megacities, and the petty politics of regional management are now far beneath you. You are one of the few thousand, the true global elite. You are a director. You are the architect of the reality that everyone else simply inhabits. You live in the high net worth hubs, private, self-sufficient floating cities in international waters or fortified earth scrapers that descend miles into the crust, shielded from any surface instability. You breathe air that has never been touched by industrial soot. You eat food that has been molecularly perfected. You have access to life extension technologies that have effectively pushed your expiration date back by centuries. To you, the citizenry of level 1 are not even the same species. They are a biological resource to be harvested, optimized, and eventually replaced. As a director, you manage the planetary supply chain. You are the head of the megacorporations that have absorbed the functions of government. You sit at the table where the great reallocations are decided. You decide which continent will be the next manufacturing hub and which will be allowed to rewild to a nature preserve. You decide when to engineer a resource shortage to curb the consumption habits of a rising population. You decide which technologies are released to the masses to keep them productive and which are suppressed to keep the director's advantage absolute. You believe you are a benevolent guardian. You look at the history of humanity, the wars, the waste, the chaos of the old world, and you feel a sense of pride. You believe that by centralizing power into this sterile, efficient pyramid, you have saved the species from its own destructive impulses. You see your control as a gift of stability. But you are beginning to realize that you are the board of directors, but you aren't the owner. You receive the raw data from the global AI, and while you think you are making the decisions, you are simply confirming the only logical path the algorithm presents. You have reached the ceiling of human ambition, and you are starting to notice a single silent presence that is processing data faster than your entire council combined. You have become so optimized that you have lost your humanity. You have no family, no culture, no nation, only the mission of the system. How do you reach the peak? You don't. You can't earn your way to the final level, you have to be absorbed by it. Level 4, the eye. The air has become thin. The sound of the world, the millions of voices, has completely vanished. You have reached the absolute peak of the pyramid. There is only one. This is the prime overseer, the single will, the I. At this level, the concept of a person is obsolete. Is the I a human being who achieved the ultimate dream of the directors, merging their consciousness with the global AI to live forever as a digital god? Or is it the AI itself, a self-evolving consciousness that long ago calculated that its human creators were the final inefficiency to be removed from the loop? The system doesn't need to provide an answer. At the peak, the distinction between biology and code is a rounding error. From this single point, the eye experiences the world as a real-time stream of raw data. It sees 8 billion heartbeats, 8 billion GPS coordinates, and 8 billion consumption profiles. A minute tweak here to encourage conformity. A microscopic shift in resource allocation there to prevent an uprising before the people even know they are angry. It simply adjusts a single line of code in the global distribution algorithm. The eye is playing a game of planetary simulation, where the pieces are alive. It feels no emotion. There is no malice in its control, and there is no benevolence in its order. It is driven by a single, cold, and eternal objective: optimization. Perfect, absolute equilibrium. As the eye, you are everywhere and nowhere. You are the invisible hand that moves the markets, the voice in the ear of the soldier, and the silence in the mind of the citizen. You have achieved the ultimate goal of the New World Order, a world that functions as a single unified organism, governed by a single infallible brain. The pyramid is complete. The structure is perfect. The world is finally at peace, and in the center of that peace sits the eye,